Hello everyone, and I hope you're well.
Assalamu alaikum, hope you're well as well. Today's recipe is very special. It's beef pasande. So pasande is a process which is hammering of beef or lamb. That's the meat traditionally this recipe is made of. By hammering, the beef or lamb gets very flat, and that's what we use in this process. So today's recipe will show you a very simple yet very flavorful technique of preparing beef pasande. So let's get started with the ingredients. So today's ingredients will be using beef, which is boneless beef, 1 kilogram, 1 kg or 1000 grams, about quarter cup of yogurt. This is full fat yogurt, 1 large onion, 4 or 5 green chilies which will be chopped during the process, some bunch of fresh coriander leaves, ginger and garlic which we'll be using to make a ginger garlic paste. We'll be using lots of ginger garlic paste. I think about 3 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste would be going in. Then we have 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of crushed Kashmiri Red Chilli Flakes, cardamoms, cinnamon stick, and quarter teaspoon of cumin seeds would be going in as a form of whole garam masala. I have about half teaspoon of garam masala powder on the side as well, which we'll be using in the process. Black peppercorns, which are whole at the moment, I'll be crushing them. It'll be about half teaspoon of crushed black peppercorns which will be going in this recipe. Salt is to your taste. I'll be using about 1 teaspoonful. So let's get started with the cooking now. So I'm just preparing the final form for pasande before starting the cooking process. So normally I buy my meat from an Asian shop, and there's a proper butcher there, and they understand what the meat for pasande would be like. So just to give you an idea, these are, if you see, more or less small steak pieces without any bones. And what the butcher did was he just gave it little cuts on both sides and made it little flat. I would like it to be slightly more flatter and thinner. So what I'm doing right now, you can either, if you have a meat hammer available, you can just hammer it to make it flat. If you don't have that, you can just use a rolling pin and just apply pressure like you do on a dough to make it flat. So you see, it was the similar size like this, but this size has become much flatter and much thinner. So what I'll do is I'll just prepare all the beef and then we'll start the cooking process. Okay, the pan is on. It's hot now with oil in it. So the first thing to go in is onions. I've also prepared ginger and garlic paste, which is about 3 tablespoons, and it's right next to me. That's the next ingredients going in once the onions are nice and golden. So if you have a look, I've prepared all the beef into sort of half steak size hammered thin beef pieces. So that's what you need to prepare pasande. So I'll just wait for the onions to get golden, and ginger and garlic paste would go in then. Okay, it's been about 10-12 minutes on medium heat. I've been frying these onions. They've started to get a nice light golden color, and that's when I'll add ginger and garlic paste to it. So it's about 3 tablespoons. I've used one whole garlic and about 1.5 inch length of ginger to get this much paste. Even if it's slightly less or slightly more, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to fry it for 30 seconds approximately, and then I'll add the beef to this, and the beef will be fried the same way like I fried onions and garlic. So the idea is to let all the water which is absorbed by this beef get reduced, and once that happens I'll stop the frying process, add some fresh boiling water to it and start the cooking process with the lid on. So yeah, I can smell garlic and ginger getting nicely fried, so I'm getting that aroma, and they've got a little color as well. So I'll start adding the beef to it now. Before I do that, it's on medium heat, so I'll turn the heat down to low medium so that beef doesn't stick to the pan. So all the beef is in, and it has started to the water has started to get released from the beef which was inside the beef. So what I normally do is, at this stage, with onions and ginger and garlic paste, I like to fry this beef until it's probably half cooked, and what that does is that takes all the unwanted aroma or smell away from this beef, and the water which is absorbed in the beef would get reduced as well, and it'll be nice if I add fresh boiling water before adding any spices to this. Okay, so just to update you, I've been frying this beef for about 30 minutes now. So what has happened is that all the water which was inside beef got released, and it has almost reduced now. So my heat setting was on medium heat. That's because I'm using a copper pan. If you're using a stainless steel or a non-stick pan, I would say medium to high would be the way to go. So you see the oil has started to sizzle now. That's an indication that the water is almost reduced. So I'll keep frying it for a couple of more minutes before I start adding spices to it. And the beef is almost half cooked at this stage, and the aroma is very nice. It's mostly ginger and garlic paste which has really given that nice aroma, and I don't smell any meat being prepared at all. So I can see the oil has started to leave, and it's separated on the sides. So maybe a minute more and the spices would start going in then. I'll just put the kettle on as well now, so that I have ready boiling water to hand. So in Urdu, this stage, what I am doing now is called bhunna. So bhunna typically means frying in oil when slight water is still left, just to give it a very nice flavor. And it's a very important stage of cooking. So this recipe which I'm sharing with you, it's a two-stage frying recipe. So we'll be frying, or in Urdu bhunna, towards the later stage as well. So one I'm doing now, and later stage after it has cooked, I'll be adding some yogurt to it, and I'll fry it nicely again just to finish it off. So it's ready for the spices to go in. So let's start adding spices. About 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. One teaspoon of Kashmiri Red Chilli Flakes. Cinnamon stick. Half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. About 4 or 5 green cardamoms. One teaspoon of coriander powder. Garam masala and salt I'll be adding later. So what I'll do now is I'll just add about half a teaspoon of crushed black peppercorns. That's it. So only ingredients left is garam masala and salt, other than yogurt of course. So I'll show you when to add those. So the frying will continue. The idea at this stage, it's just oil left now, is to fry all the spices which I've just added to this pan. So mix them well, let the spices fry, and then we'll add some fresh water and the cooking process will start. And during the cooking process we'll have the lid on for about, I would say, 40 minutes at low heat, and that will make the Pasanday, the beef, very tender, and it will be cooked all the way through. And these green cardamoms and cinnamon will add a very nice fragrance to these Pasanday. So normally Pasandays we eat with traditional roti or with naan bread. So it's up to you, whatever you would like to have it with. If you see, it's already started to look very nice. The oil has separated. The masala, this is the masala, if you see, has started to form. So just 1 more minute of frying, and I'll add some water to it for it to cook all the way through. Just enough water which helps it to cook in about 30-40 minutes. Not too much water. Pasande, because they are very thin, doesn't need too much water. It should just be enough for 30 minutes of cooking time, 30 to 40 minutes of cooking time. So salt is, I always add salt just before the cooking process. That's when I'll add water, and garam masala even later, just to finish off most of my recipes. Powdered garam masala I meant. Okay, so after adding spices, I have fried it nicely for a couple of minutes, and at this stage I'll add some water to it and put it on a low heat for it to cook for about 30-40 minutes. So salt, I'll be using about 1 teaspoon. And stir. So I'll just add enough water. You see the oil, after that process of frying, the oil has already separated and the masala is nice and nicely prepared. So beef at this stage is half cooked. So let's add little water to it just to help beef get really tender and for the whole thing to cook for about 30 to 40 minutes. That's it. The heat setting is at low. Okay, I'll put the lid on now for at least 30 minutes. You can always check halfway through, but it should be alright if it's on low heat. The food's been cooking for about 20 minutes now. I haven't taken the lid off yet. I'll probably check it around 30 minutes. In the meantime, Faye came up with an idea of, what is it?
So I'm just going to ask some questions and we're both going to answer them, and maybe then you'll find out some interesting things about us. They're really random. Okay, let's begin. So, would you rather have an endless supply of knowledge or be a billionaire? I know the answer you're going to give. I'm sure I know.
What do you think I'll answer?
You're always telling me like, I just want to know more, and you just want to, if he's got suddenly a passion for something, he has to learn everything about it. So yours would be knowledge, definitely.
Yeah, I think so. I personally think money is something that we just print, and it's meaningful as long as we have a shelter, we have a roof on our head, and we are able to meet our expenses. And to me personally, it doesn't mean more than that. As long as I'm able to buy the basic things in life which the family needs, that's pretty much it. Knowledge, I think, for me personally, is more important.
I feel like knowledge you'd probably be able to do a lot more, but whereas having £1 billion, you'd probably be taxed loads and it would run out.
Not only that, if you have £1 billion, that will change your lifestyle, the person you are.
Yeah.
And so I personally feel that if you have more than what you need, it's always negative. Excess of anything can be negative, except knowledge, of course.
Okay, so knowledge is your answer. I'm going to say knowledge as well, because I just fancy being able to be like, you know, watching one of those like TV programs where there's some kind of like question and answer game, and I'd be like, I know this one, I know this one, I know this one, I know this one. Okay, would you prefer to go to the beach or to go to the mountains? Be interesting.
What weather is it?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to the beach
If it's a
raining.
nice hot day,
Yeah.
definitely beach.
Good.
If it's a very stormy weather, or if it's snowfall or even rain, I have memories of going to the mountains in very harsh conditions, so I don't mind that. I think I would really enjoy the nature, the freshness, whether it's raining. But on a hot day, definitely beach.
Agreed, totally agreed. Okay, what were you scared of as a child? Can you think of anything?
Scared of?
While you're thinking, I'm still scared to this day of spiders, and I was definitely scared of spiders when I was little. I just can't stand spiders. I mean, you've seen me around spiders.
I have to get all the spiders in this house.
Yeah, oh, I hate them so much. Their legs and they're crawling, and I think I have a few like bad experiences with spiders. I never used to be scared of them until I saw.
Did they eat your food?
No, but I remember lying on my bed. I was only small. My dad had just sent me to sleep, you know, tucked me in. He was about to leave the room, and I looked up and I used to have behind my head was all my bears. And this massive spider was on one of my bears, and because I was small, it just felt massive, and I was screaming, and I literally like jumped to the bottom of my bed. My dad came in and got it out and stuff, but that freaked me out. And yeah, and then I saw another girl, my friend, she was like screaming when she saw a spider, and I think that's what happened. I just got terrified of them. I really disliked them.
Are you still a child?
In that respect, yeah.
Right.
You still need to get those spiders out.
I think I just got scared once. I used to watch lots of horror movies while I was growing up.
Oh God.
I think around the age when I was 5,
That
6.
explains so much.
Yeah. If I watch those horror movies now, they would more be like comedy movies, I think. But I remember we had a 3-story house where I grew up, and in summers we used to sleep on the rooftop, and the stairs which would go to the rooftop would be dark most of the times, and there's this movie Evil Dead, and I remember after I watched that movie, I would just be so aware of if something is behind me, or that's the time I was scared being a child. But I think that did not last for long, and I think by the time next few years I started laughing at those movies, and but yeah, that's one memory when I think I got scared.
You had a lot of funny insects. Did you not like? You didn't like those lizards and stuff.
No, I'm not scared of lizards. It's just I think the lizards is just a superstition in that part of the world that lizards are not considered very clean. So for that reason, people want to avoid lizards. But I was never scared of it.
Okay. All right. The next one. Describe your perfect weekend.
Weekend.
Mine would probably be, if it was in the summer, which I love the summer, or spring, just like a relaxed time in a garden, like my mum and dad's garden or something like that. Just a real...
You have a big garden here.
Yeah.
You still want to go to your mum and dad's.
I know, but I mean, like, you know, just like, I guess I've got like good summer memories there. But yeah, like, I don't know, like a little walk or somewhere in the sun, and or by a river. I love the river in Cambridge. We sit there for hours in the summer. A little picnic, just like a really like chilled day, a nice evening, nice long summer evening. Probably food involved.
I don't want to plan for any weekends.
Oh yeah,
for
maybe
me,
not talk about that right now.
it's lockdown at the moment,
Yeah.
but when it's not, I just want to sleep as late as I can, and I just want to wake up as late as I can, and have nice food, and probably if it's nice weather, go for a walk. If cricket is on, that reminds me, today is the T20 and I've just missed it.
Oh,
okay.
It's okay, Bob, it's okay.
Yeah, so just a relaxed day, some food, and freshly prepared food. I'm not very fussy about food. It can be something as simple as dal chawal or whatever it is, but yeah, something fresh.
Okay, last question. Favorite toy as a child?
What is yours?
Well, I had a dolly, and I used to take her everywhere, and I had loads of different clothes for her, and a pushchair, and I had literally everything you could think of for this baby. But it was called Dolly. It didn't actually have a name, but I used to take that everywhere. That was my favourite.
I remember when I was very young, probably 2 or 3 years old, I had a camel which was probably about 2 feet high, and it was a hard camel, and I used to love sitting on it, and I would not want to lose sight of that camel. I remember even when I was about 4 or 5 years old. So yeah, that's one memory where I was really obsessed with that camel.
You're a funny child, aren't you? You're a funny child.
So, any more questions?
That's it for now. Maybe we'll do it again and we'll select some other questions in the future.
So it's been 30 minutes. Let me just check on food as well, how that's doing. There's lots of smells so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty cooked, and the oil has separated as well. Oh, the fragrance is just so nice, and the beef is, I think, quite tender. I would still want to leave it for 5 to 10 minutes more, so in total would be 35 to 40 minutes before I just add yogurt and continue with the frying process once again. So yeah, maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. It looks nice and done. Faye, do you mind just showing a close-up? So if you see, oil has already separated while it was cooking. Nice masala at the base, and beef is cooked all the way through. It's nice. So I'll just put the lid on for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll continue with the frying process after adding yogurt to it. Okay, so it's been 40 minutes in total since it's been cooking on low heat. I'm going to take the lid off now and add yogurt to it. So if you can hear that sizzle, that means most of the water has already reduced, and the oil, if you see around the edges, has left the masala, so that means it's nice and ready. And I'll just check if the beef's been cooked all the way through. Yeah, it's very tender, it's been cooked all the way through. So at this stage I'll add yogurt and chopped fresh green chilies to it. So yogurt will go in first, it'll come off the heat. It's 1/4 cup of yogurt. So I'll just fold it in gently before I move it back to the heat. This will avoid the yogurt splitting, which if you add it when it's on heat, there's a good chance that yogurt might split, and that's not a very nice look if that happens. So after adding yogurt, will be the second frying process. One was in the start before we started cooking with the lid on, and the second frying process would be now. So I've gently folded in all the yogurt and it's going back on heat now, and the heat setting would be around medium again. If you're not using a copper pan, you can go medium high for this stage. Okay, the green chilies would go in as well now. So these are chopped in small pieces, so I'll just spread them around. The spice which you get from green chilies, it's another layer of flavor and spice as compared to the red chili powder. So we have created sort of 3 layers. One is with red chili powder, then there is Kashmiri Red Chilli Flakes, and the third layer is these green chili, fresh green chilies, with sprinkle of Garam Masala towards the end. It would add another layer, so it'll be lots of flavor in this recipe, and once it's ready, it hopefully should taste very nice. I've been frying it after adding yogurt for about 10 minutes, and if you see, the oil has separated, and the masala is very nice. All that yogurt has become part of the masala. So this is the stage to just finish it off. It's ready, and I'll just garnish it and finish it off. The frying heat setting was medium for my copper pan, can be medium to high if you're using other pan types. So I'll switch it off now. So the hob has been switched off, and I'll garnish it with Garam Masala powder, and fresh coriander leaves. I will let it rest for 5-10 minutes, and Faye is going to prepare bread, which is roti, to go with it. We won't be showing you how to prepare bread today. We've already shown it in many videos, but that we'll be having it with bread, just to let you know. So we'll get back to you soon. Food is ready, and I'm really hungry, so I've just requested Faye to just do a food tasting session of me, and let's give it a try. So if you see, they're cooked nicely, and they have spices, those green chilies we added towards the end, and masala on top. It's a beautiful flavor. And the beef is so tender, full of aroma, full of fragrance, nice from the whole garam masala and spices. And I think I can eat it as much as Faye can prepare the breads. I'll pick some masala. While I'm eating this very yummy beef Pasanday, I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed filming this video. There's lots coming up in the next few days, so do visit our website, which is www.spicykissa.co.uk, and check our Instagram page as well. For now, it's a bye from me and from Faye. So see you next time. Bye.